Although it is commonly debated, vaccines will not overwhelm or harm your children's immune system. It all comes down to antigens. What antigens are an ingredient that vaccines contain. They tell the body's immune system to create antibodies. Antibodies are what fight off these serious and easily spread diseases. Kids are exposed to 2,000 to 6,000 antigens every day. This means every day, a healthy child's immune system successfully fights off thousands of antigens. Hundreds of medical studies completed over many decades by credible and respected doctors and scientists across the world have found that vaccines are safe for the overwhelming majority of children, adults, and teens. Currently, the United States supplies the most effective vaccine in history. Clinical trials are conducted to evaluate the safety and effectiveness of a vaccine before it can be even brought to the market. Although some may oppose to this practice, vaccines are first tested in laboratory studies and animal studies. If the results indicate that this vaccine is safe, the vaccine is additionally tested in people, but must be done before the vaccine can be approved by the Food and Drug Administration. By the time a vaccine is even offered to the public, it has been studied for 15 to 20 years by tens of thousands of study participants, thousands of scientists, and healthcare providers. The antigens that we just learned about come from germs themselves, but the germs are weakened and killed so that they cannot cause these serious illnesses to spread. Vaccines contain only a small fraction of antigens that babies encounter every day in their natural environment. Getting your vaccines protects our future generations. Vaccines have reduced and in some cases completely eliminated many diseases that killed or severely disabled people in just a few generations ago. For example, we could discuss smallpox. This used to be a worldwide disease. Children don't have to get their smallpox shots anymore because this disease no longer exists. By vaccinating children against these diseases, the risk of pregnant women passing this virus onto their fetus or newborn has been dramatically decreased. And birth defects associated with the virus rubella no longer are seen in the United States. Rubella is the German measles. If we continue to vaccinate now, vaccinating completely, parents in the future will be able to trust that some diseases that we come in contact with today will no longer be around to harm their children in the future. Serious diseases are still out there. Vaccines are one of the top public health achievements because they have reduced and eliminated diseases. Thanks to vaccines, most young parents have never seen the devastating diseases like polio or whooping cough and can have a child and family in our community. It's easy to think that these diseases are just a thing of the past, but in fact, they still exist. Children in the United States can do and still get some of these diseases. In fact, when these vaccine rates are low in a community, it's not uncommon for us to experience an outbreak. Diseases don't just stop at the border. They come in contact with people who travel throughout the world. You may have never seen a case of polio or diphtheria, but these diseases will occur in other countries. For example, measles is a rare in the United States because of vaccination, but it's still common around the world. Unvaccinated travelers who are infected while abroad can easily bring the disease into the United States. After reaching the U.S., measles can easily be spread among our unvaccinated people. In 2014, the United States had a record number of measles cases, 667, and many were associated with cases brought from the Philippines, which experienced a large measles outbreak. Most of these people were not vaccinated or didn't know if they were vaccinated or not. And nearly all of these cases were associated with international travel. From January 1st to January 14th, 2019, 107 people from 21 states were reported to have measles. The majority of these people were not vaccinated. The United States currently has the safest supply in history, as I stated. Although your child, while you take them to get vaccinated, may experience discomfort and tenderness while being injected at the injection site, this is minor compared to the serious complications that could occur later in their life and later in future generations. Learn ways to make this a less stressful experience for yourself and your children. Nearly all children can be safely vaccinated, but there are expectations that they may not be able to receive a vaccination. They may have allergies that may not be known at the time or until after you already received the vaccination. Children with weakened immune systems due to an illness or medical treatment, such as chemotherapy. Children who need protection early. To be fully vaccinated, children need all of the doses in a recommended schedule. If your child does not receive the full number of doses, they are more vulnerable to serious diseases. Check with your doctor to find out if your baby is due for any vaccinations. I remember as a child not being allowed to finish the school year because my father wasn't aware that I wasn't up to date with shots. They did not allow me to attend school until I had that vaccination and prove it to the school that I wouldn't spread anything because it's that much of a severity. You can use this online tool to enter all of your up-to-date information with the advancement of technology. If you're unsure, you can always find out by taking a short quiz or seeing your doctor and finding out what the up-to-date accuracy is for your child's vaccinations. Vaccination is not just a personal choice. It is something that you do as a part of the community. Simply put, when a person is vaccinated, you are preventing spreading diseases to babies who are too young to receive these vaccinations, unvaccinated children and adults, pregnant women, the elderly, individuals with weakened immune system, people who have asthma, chronic illness, or are undergoing treatment for cancer, and individuals who are allergic to vaccination components. Overall, there is so much potential that if you decide that you're on social media or you're misinformed by somebody, that you need to get reevaluated on the safety of vaccinations. The health system as a whole has increased incredibly all the way into 2019. And I don't believe that just because someone tells you on Facebook that it's not safe to vaccinate your child when we have been doing this for years, decades, and it has been proven multiple diseases are no longer existing, why would you decide not to vaccinate your child? I do understand that there are some cons. We aren't always certain what is in drugs, but there are multiple medications that we take on a daily basis. Women try different therapies of birth control, different new found research on chemotherapy are every day being exposed. Needless to say, it is so important that you maintain this encouragement to take care of yourself, your family, and those around you.